Welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Welcome everybody into the chat. Because today's story is a little bit interesting. But before we begin with this story here, first, I want you to know that the chat is subscribers only. Subscribe, it's free. Just literally click subscribe and you'll be able to chat with the rest of us, right? You've been hanging with the rest of us, okay? So make sure you just subscribe, you guys. Come on, it's that simple. The next thing I want to say is in the description below, if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, make sure you download our network. We have a Black-owned television network on Roku called Nosy Bystanders TV. There's a lot of free episodes that you can watch, okay? That's from cooking, true crime, sketch comedy, news, you name it, okay? Including myself, all right? So including me. So make sure you download us. The link is in the description below, or just go to your Roku device and type in Nosy Bystanders TV. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. The next thing I want to say is, yo, good friend Brianna, this one right here, okay, she is live right now on TikTok. Don't worry, I'm screen recording it, okay, because we're going to dissect this live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, because I'm telling you right now, disgusted. Thoroughly disgusted, thoroughly disgusted by her behavior and her lump of a friend right here, condoning her actions. Heavy on the fat shaming with this one. Heavy on the fat shaming. So we're going to be discussing that now. We're going to be discussing that tomorrow. That live stream that's happening now tomorrow. And yes, I am screen recording the whole thing because Brianna has come out of her shell. Her broken finger is unbroken, and she's got a message for y'all. And that's for all y'all supporters out there who came for us, okay? Because we called her a Looney Tune psychopathic liar. So for all of you out there who was riding with Brianna, she is a victim of domestic violence, honey. She is the victim. Mr. LaTruth should go to jail. You support domestic violence assaulters. All of you people who came for me, well, look at your girl Brianna kikiing and laughing in your face, calling you guys clowns. For the people who supported her during this time, she literally said, round of applause to you clowns. Yeah, and that goes out to y'all. So we're going to be dissecting that live stream tomorrow because, honey, she is eating y'all up. She is eating y'all up, honey. She is eating y'all up. She is eating y'all up, child, because she think y'all are a joke for even supporting her and that domestic violence narrative that, mind you, she put out. Cause she's over here kiki and laughing at y'all. Y'all look like a bunch of clowns. Clowns. Okay, let's see who's all up in the building. What's going on, you guys? This is from Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Nikki. Hello, She Snow. Hello, AC. Hello, Cami on the go. Hello, YNB. Hello, Miriam. Hello, Boss Lady. Hello, Rashida. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Mary Frances. Hello, Ro. Hello, Lucky Lady. Hold on one second. Hello, Di. Hello, Shan. Hello, Pia. Hello, Tony. Um, hello, Shoe Junkie. Hey, R Virgil. Hello, Phyllis. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Nisa. Hello, is it Mr. Denali? Hello, Mr. Denali. Hello, Antoinette. Hello, Just Bougie. Thank you for the super chat. Says, hey Chief, we fighting because you late. I appreciate that. I had the times wrong because of daylight savings time, but we were always on at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. But don't worry, I'll correct it for tomorrow. Thank you. Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Shay. Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Indiana Tones. How you doing? Hello, Kels. Hello, Debbie. Hello, 80s lady. Hello, Tony. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Queen, all the way from Facebook. Shout out to Facebook. Hello, Tish. Hello, Life of Raina. And I missed you. I apologize. There's a lot of y'all in the building. Okay, so let's get into this story here because I want to get into this story because it's rather interesting. I was tagged in this video a number of times. The video has not quite gone super duper viral, so it's still kind of like under the radar, but let's get into it. I'm going to blow my screen up here. Okay. And I'm going to do my best to, I'll mute myself so you're not going to hear Brianna in the back. Okay. And so let's begin. This is part one. I don't have a whole lot of details about this story, so you're just gonna have to follow along. The first clip is 7 minutes, so I hope you brought your snacks because I made chicken wings. I made chicken wings, honey. And as soon as the goes off, you're gonna see me in the back eating chicken wings, okay? Because honey, this is a long story time. Let's get into it.
See as an influencer, stop and watch this video. Or in general, if you're signed to an agency. Carter Agency is a scam. Ben is a scam. Josh Popkin, that's a scam. They are a scam. They're scamming. They're scam artists. I do not want to film this video because I am in New York. I'm working, but a few things came up that I had to share with you guys rather quickly. So if you're assigned to them, so you can go ahead and drop yourself from their agency. September 2021, let me set the scene. A young girl reached out to me and said, hey, I heard you're signed to Carter Agency. They have you on their roster. And I know you get all these big deals. So I just hope that I can get the same for myself through their agency. And I said, oh, no. Girl, I have never heard of them. Who are these people? Give me more information. She told me some guy named Ben reached out to her and said that he is my agent. I have never had an agent. Specs and Blazers is Specs and Blazers manager, and I'm really good at it. And so I reached out to him immediately, and I said, hi, I found your email on Google. I heard that you said you're representing me. Could you please give me more information? Because I don't want to call you a scammer, but this sounds like a scam. And he says, oh, no, we just met like a couple years ago. We got you this deal. Apparently he has a PR agency. We got you this deal and we really loved working with you. So we use it as an example. So I said, oh, okay, no worries. And he's like, oh, well, while we're on the phone, I am an agent. Like, I would love to present you. I would love to actually show you what I can do. No strings attached. No worries. No contracts, nothing. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep representing myself, but whatever you can get me, we'll split it and you'll get your 20%. He got me 2 really big deals. Oh, fantastic. It was like $5,000 each. Oh, okay, great. This is lovely. And then right after that, he said, it offered me $500, $600. And I said, oh, no. I'm guessing what you did there was to give me 2 big deals, hook me, and then stuff.
So I want to pause it real quick so we can just like kind of read some of the text because she's talking, but she's also presenting a lot of text. And I want to read it because I don't want to get anyone lost. So she stated that there is a gentleman by the name of Josh Popkins, who stated to another client that he had represented her. She reached out to him and said, you don't represent me. And he clarified that and said, we don't represent you, but we did get you 2 large deals in the past. And so we used you as a reference of the deals that we can garner. She's like, okay, wonderful. So in the beginning, he gets her 2 really nice deals, both for $5,000 each. When the third deal came, she stated that it was only for $500. And she says, no, I don't do deals that small. So go ahead and wipe it away. And let's read the top caption that she has posted above her forehead. It's from her and it's to Ben. And she goes, hi, Ben, excited to work with you on the Clinique campaign. However, I want to reiterate that we cannot take campaigns that low again moving forward. By the time I pay my team, I am only making about $300. The last Clinique campaign I did was $6,000 for 1 TikTok video. I trust you and know that you have my best interest at heart moving forward. Thank you. All right, let me hit play.
They're offering me money that I haven't made in like 10 years. I haven't taken a campaign for $500 in years. And I said, you know what? It's been lovely getting to know you. Wish you the best. And that was it. It was amicable. He didn't respond back for like weeks, but then, he texted back like, oh, wish you the best as well. Lovely. And then strange things started happening after that. Very strange. I started getting emails from brands that I work with that are incredible brands offering me really little money, the kind of money he was offering me. And I said, this is not like these brands. This is not like the brands. I know these brands. I know these girls. I cultivate really strong interpersonal relationships with every PR girl in the industry. So there's no way they will put that kind of money on the table in front of me. In front of Specs and Blazers, everyone knows that my rates are very high. Like, I don't hide that. And so I thought, okay, that's really strange. And then everything came to a boiling point this morning. Yes, this morning. When I'm going to just use him because she gave me permission. Notorium from Susan Yara. I love her brand. I love her so much. She reached out to me. It wasn't her, but she reached out to me and said, hey, can you please represent my brand? Yada, yada, yada. And they offered me a certain amount of money. And I said, this is really low. This is bizarre, like beyond low. And then this person started like sweet talking me, saying that, Susan's is a very small business, Naturium, who they've taken over the industry. They're not a small business. It's a very small business. I should just do them a favor and do it for this very little money. If I'm a true friend, I would do it for them as a favor. I said, you know what? You're right. One day I want to have my own business and I would love to reach out to Susan and maybe she can help me. So I'll do this favor. And then we went from that to this person threatened me with a lawsuit. Like, if I don't get this done, then I must do this. Like, just give me all this like really aggressive rules and guidelines. And then something told me to reach out to Susan myself. So I called her and I said, girl, what is going on? Why are you threatening me? Why are you offering me money this low? And she says, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have never reached out to you directly for any paid campaigns. I said, what? But this is your assistant talking to me. This is someone that knows you talking to me, someone in PR. And I come with receipts. Don't worry. They're all going to be inserted as I'm speaking. We started researching. 2 women on the phone, me and Susan, on the phone, just trying to figure this out. And we figured out this Jesse Greenspan, pause and read, this person who reached out to me first, this Jesse person is actually Ben. Ben is going around telling people that he is my manager and my agent. And because I told him that I did not want him to represent me, he cannot use his real name. So he's using Jesse Greenspan, PR. So he will use Ben to reach out to brands and say he's my manager, then use Jesse Greenspan to email me or some other email, some fictitious character, and say, hey, I'm representing the brand. So he's telling the brand that he's representing me. He's telling the brands, he's telling me that he represents the brands. Get it? Oh, by the way, Josh Popkin apparently was banned from every social media out there a couple years ago. So that should be your first clue that these people are evil, nefarious, ruthless, disgusting, vile human beings. They offered me, she showed me the contracts, a lot of money. And this guy.
Now I want to pause that real quick because just to get us caught up to speed. So Josh is basically representing influencers, getting the big, large campaigns upwards to $8,000 and only giving the influencers a tiny portion of it. So he's keeping a large chunk of the money. Let me hit play.
This evil Ben Carter came back to me and offered me nothing. So then I started researching and looking back on all my small campaigns that has been reaching out to me. And I realized this is Ben this whole time. For the last 2 years, this man has stolen so much money out of me. And if he's doing this to me, imagine what he's doing to the girls who actually have Carter Agency in their bio. Then we started doing more research. And then we realized that he targets Black women. His whole clientele are Black women because he thinks we will not know better. We will not research. We will not want more because he knows that we are the bottom of the barrel of the industry. You don't find that strange? So if you're an influencer right now and you have Ben Carter or Carter Agency in your bio, yank it down. You're being scammed. He's taking 75%. 75% of whatever the brand is offering you is what he's taking off of your paycheck. I reached out to all the brands that I've worked with in the past couple of years who were through this PR agency, and they're all willing to hopefully meet me somewhere in the middle and reimburse a few of that money. But we've gotten the law involved. Susan and I are moving fast. We're getting the law involved, and we're going to shut this guy down. He's going to prison, 100%. I am begging you, if you're a Black woman or any agency or any company or any brand, and you see the word Carter Agency, you're being scammed. Whatever money they're asking from you as a brand is not what they're giving to their influencers. And you as an influencer, he's taking 75% of your income. And this is why it's imperative. I would never be managed. I can never, ever have a manager because I don't trust anyone. However, if you need to be managed, you need to have transparency. You should be CC'd on every single email and every single, negotiation between that brand and you and them. You need to be on every email because as a Black woman, you have to advocate for yourself. As any woman in this industry, you need to advocate for yourself. Ben, shame on you. Josh Popkin, shame on you. Carter Agency, shame on you. You are all going to. This is beyond crazy. This is beyond crazy. If you're signed to.
Okay, let me get to her next video. Wow, I'm thoroughly shocked. I'm thoroughly shocked. I've never seen this influencer before, but I'm thoroughly shocked that this is going on. And here's a part 2. I think this is part 2. So let's get.
I really did not want to.
Before we get into part 2, let me read some of the comments from you guys. This is from Charla Rita says, how was he able to get the money so easily? This is crazy because he's the agent. So all the money goes through the agency before it gets to the influencer. So they're like kind of the conduit in between. That's why I don't have an agent. Precisely why I don't have an agent or an agency. And I've had tons of agencies reach out to me and try to represent me. Absolutely not. Because one, I don't work with brands. I've worked with one brand and they were great. But I don't work with brands. That's not my goal in like social media, is to be like a brand influencer where I'm just a walking billboard. That's just not me. And I just can't make content like that because it just seems so cringy. Now, that type of content, I like to watch, to buy, but not me specifically to make. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm not going to make content like that to sell you guys something because it's just not me. I'm just like not a girly girl. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not like, oh, the best moisturizer. Oh, the best sweaters. Oh, the best perfume. I'm just not like that. But I am the type of girl to buy that stuff. Does that make sense? Like on the back end, like if you sell it to me right, or if the campaign looks good, I'll probably buy it. But I'm not in the business of making that content. Does that make sense? Okay. Tiny Ninja says 75% shaking my head. Shout. Yes. This from Jerica. Jerica says, good for her for getting the word out. Yeah. And I wonder if any other women have come forward, but I guess we'll check to see. This is from Charlita says, I understand his model, but he went by it so wrong. That's a huge scam and a huge red flag. Let's get into part 2.
I'm going to film part 2. But Ben Carter, Josh Popkin, whatever their real names are, they keep lying. And why you got to lie? When I have receipts, 4 days. So let's do part 2. Exposing Carter Agency, Josh Popkins, Ben Popkins, Jesse Greenspan. Let's do it. So he sends this message to his roster, pause and read. First of all, that's not my name.
She said, pause and read. So, honey, let's pause and read. So this is from the Carter Agency. It says, we regret to inform you that earlier today, ex-Carter client Nike Omnuki, I think that's how you pronounce her name, posted a video on TikTok. We are reaching out to you to let you know that the video is inaccurate and it's not the truth. Nike was signed to Carter and was ultimately dropped by her manager, Ben, for being unprofessional and difficult to work with. We are deeply hurt and surprised to see how inaccurate her statements are. In her video, she recalls a lot of events that did not take place. Nike recently worked with our team on a campaign and was terminated as she failed to complete the deliverables. Instead of being professional, she began to harass employees and then make a video encouraging her followers to tag Carter Agency clients. The statement in Nike's video is inaccurate, incorrect, and are not true. Please do not hesitate to reach out with your questions. We are deeply hurt by the inaccuracies by our ex-client's disgruntled video. Do not hesitate to reach out. We are more than happy to discuss this with you. Sincerely, Ben Popkins and the Carter Agency team.
How are you my manager and you don't know my name? My name is Nickel Jokole. I don't know who that is. Nickel who? Who's that person? I don't know who that is. When he was my manager, when he was getting me those random deals on the side, he will always call me Nike, and I will always correct him and say, that's not my name. My name is Nika, and he would not get my name right. This man does not care about anybody but the money that he's scamming from people. That's not my name. Number 2, he did not let me go, and I'll give you receipts. I let him go.
Hold on, I got to pause to read this. Okay, so this is a message from her to him. She says, hello, Ben, Monday. I can't really see that because it says, I wanted to send you a formal text message. Hold on one second. I'm going to go back.
So he did not let me go, and I'll give you receipts. I let him go.
Okay, here she goes. And in a formal text about our relationship with the hopes to remain friends. I had such high expectations for our partnership based on all the promises you made to myself and my girls. I was hoping for higher brand deals, contracts, higher scale fashion, beauty events without having to hand over my contact books that I've spent 7 years building. Per our meeting, you promised you to not offer us anything less than $3,000 and ultimately did a few days ago for 2 videos for $1,900. I haven't done a campaign for that much for 5 years.
I want to make it clear that this guy was never my manager. I have never had a manager. Specs and Blazers is Specs and Blazers manager. And the reason why I understand why he's using my name to write brands and say he's my manager is because it looks good. Everyone knows I get really big deals. I work with really big companies. I work with Nike, Spotify. He didn't get any of those deals, by the way. He's never worked with Nike, Spotify, Adidas in his life. Those are my deals that I got myself. He uses my name to pitch to brands, and then brands are like, oh my God, you work with Specs and Blazers? Specs and Blazers? Nikkei. We love Nikkei because I build such strong relationships with these brands. And then he goes, as you can see right here in this particular screenshot, then he goes, oh, I have 10 other girls that are similar to Specs and Blazers. No, you don't. That's not to be cocky or arrogant. No, you do not. Specs and Blazers is good at what she does. I have the strongest work ethic in the industry, period. Untouchable work ethic. So as you can see, and I'm just going to drop the name because I already talked to them. In June, he wrote me and said Clinique offered me two campaigns for $1,900. Clinique. I've been with Clinique for 6 years. Clinique knows not to put anything in front of me less than $6K. I won't take it. And I said, no, that's weird. So I reached out to Clinique because that's one thing I'm going to do. I don't care. I'm going to reach out because I know these girls. We go out to eat. We go out. We have fun. And I said, girls, what are you guys doing? Why are you offering me this kind of money? And they're like, we did not offer you that kind of money. We don't want to be, we don't want to be too transparent, but we would never offer you that kind of money. So I wrote him and told him that. Pause and read. Of course, he was very upset that I reached out to Clinique myself. You can't mess with a girl who has been, I'm an OG. I'm not like a new influencer. I've been in the industry for 10 years. I know all these girls personally. I go to their bar mitzvah. I go to their birthday parties. I go out to eat with them. We do weddings together. These are my friends. You're trying to scam me from my friends? That's literally insane. So he was really upset that I reached out to them. And then he stopped giving me deals. I don't want your deals anyway, honey. She can get her own deals. So then in August, I wrote him and I said, I am no longer interested. Pause and read. I dumped him. I dropped him. He didn't drop me. I dropped him. I said, I'm no longer interested in whatever this is. I know we're not manager and agent, but whatever this is already, I'm just not interested. Like it's not working out. You're not getting me any deals as you promised me. He didn't respond. Then he responds and said this. Pause and read.
I want to pause it and read it. He says, thank you. Hold on a second. He says, thank you for sending that. Oh, hold on one second.
Like it's not working out. You're not getting me any deals as you promised me. He didn't respond. Then he responds and said this. Pause and read.
Okay, let me pause it again. Sorry. It says, we appreciate all the hard work along the way and look forward to watching you continue to shine and succeed with everything that you do. He's obviously lying. He did not drop her. That sounds like he was in accordance and in an agreement that it was okay to kind of dissolve their relationship. Let me hit play.
Everything was fine. And then he goes in October, and apparently from August to October, he was using my name, Nikkei, to pitch to brands saying that he's my manager after I've dumped him. I dumped him in August. And saying like, oh, I represent Specs and Blazers. And then while you're at it, I have 10 other girls. Pause and read. I have receipts for days. 4 days. That is called identity theft. I'm going to file criminal charges 100% on that. Like that's separate from the money that he's stealing. Fraud. Criminal charges on identity theft. Using my name to get brand deals for other girls, which is nothing wrong. I want everyone to eat, but be transparent. Yeah,
it's a part 3. Let me get to it because child the ghetto. Child the ghetto. Let me get some of your comments first. This is from Perfectly Me says she stated in the video he gave her 2 high-paying clients, and she said that's how he reel people in. So I'm guessing she means she ended up working with him in the very beginning. In the very beginning. So you're right. That is how he you said what does she influence? I suppose brands, Clinique. She said Nike, Spotify, all kinds of clothing and jewelry, I guess. You guys, I don't know. I'm not on that world of brand deals. You said she's connected. Yeah, smart woman. She is. Yeah, very much so. This is from Charlita says, "Oh, I see. He used her name after she dumped him." Yes. All right, let's get to part 3.
Tell me that up front. I'm gonna use your name. I'm gonna borrow your name because the name Specs and Blazers is worth a lot. He messed with the wrong person. Let's keep going. I have more receipts. Those 2 pages contracts he sends to you guys, it's in a Panda doc. I'm sure you guys see it. And he calls you to sign this real quick, and there's no words in it, nothing. He just like the name. They're fake. They're not real contracts. Because the real contracts is between him and the brand, the ones that you guys can see. They're fake. They're not real. He was in the middle of dealing with some kind of, contracts with you, and it just dropped off all of a sudden. Here's why. Pause and read. I spoke to 2 of my girlfriends yesterday, and they were like, yeah, we don't work with him. Once we see his name, we disappear. He's too hard to work with. My girlfriend from Saks Fifth, my biggest campaign ever was from Saks Fifth Avenue. When I got that email from my girls, I was crying. I said, you guys, I've been trying to work with Saks forever. What took you guys so long? And they just disappeared. Never heard from them again. And now I'm talking and figuring out what's going on. And they were like, it was bad. He is so unprofessional. It's terrible, Nikki. Why were you working with someone like that? That was the only campaign I told him to help me negotiate, and I don't know why. If the brand, the PR girls, they don't want to give him the kind of money he's asking for, he threatens them. He threatens them. Pause and read. The whole industry, but us, these black girls that he's been scamming, knew that this is a terrible human being. Everybody knew that already, but us. PR people do not want to work with him, ever. Carter Agency is not real. It's not real. If you go and Google Carter Agency and Popkins, you guys remember that this guy has a case with New York City already. That's why he had to change his name.
I accidentally dropped a whole tub of cereal on the subway today. I was like, oh my god, this is the worst day of my life. Not my Fruity Pebbles. Everyone started moving away and filming me, but I was like, can someone help? Surprisingly, no one offered, so I had to put all the soggy cereal back in myself. Someone was like, I cannot believe this is happening. I was like, I can't believe this is happening again.
It's an open case against him, a criminal case. So he can't use his own real name. This is bad. But not to worry. Brands are involved now. It's not just us. Brands are involved. He messed with the wrong girl. He messed with a Nigerian. A Nigerian. Who, in my mind, I'm a practicing lawyer. You messed with me. Oh my God, it's over for you. It's over. I've contacted journalists. Look at how this guy sounds like. Do you want anyone like that to be your manager? Yeah, I don't think so. Part 3 is coming up. More receipts.
So she didn't post any other parts, but we're going to be tracking the story really closely. So this Carter guy, right? He goes by the name of, the Carter Agency guy. He goes by the name of Josh Popkins. And yes, he used to be a prankster on TikTok and Twitter and all these other places. So he got banned off of social media and he had to come back and rebrand himself. He has a brother by the name of Ben Popkins and somebody by the name of something Greenspan, who he says that they have a joint venture in business together. She's claiming that he's using his friends' names to make his business sound bigger, but they're not involved in the business. When I went over to Reddit, it sounds like that it is a family business, but there's no way to determine that. But he does work with a lot of Black brands or Black influencers, and I wonder if that's by design or not, right? Because knowing that knowing that most Black influencers may not have agencies, that's probably how he's been able to step in. Because a lot of the big white girlies, the big white, when I say big, I don't mean in size, I mean in platform size. The big white girlies usually have agents and agencies. So maybe he went to Black influencers because they don't really have that interconnection. And so I'm starting to think that's how he's been able to do it. Because some of the receipts she was showing, those were big brands, about $8, $9, $10,000 deals, and she only getting $500. Like, they're scam likely. Scam likely. She hasn't posted anything else on the story, but I want to track it because, honey, what is up? Like, this man is out here really like low key scamming people. Like, scamming people. You said, baby, she came with the receipt. She sure did. Can he be served with a cease and desist? Yeah, I guess, right? Like, stop using her name and her likeness. So she can serve that to him. Yeah, she could definitely serve that to him. Sorry if you hear music in the background, it's because I'm still screen recording Brianna, because we're going to be watching this live stream tomorrow, because she is a hot, gross garbage of a mess. And I wish I could stop it right now so we can review it. But it seems like she's going to be live all night on TikTok. And I want to make sure I get all of the cuts. So if you hear music in the background, that's Brianna. That's her just being wild and ignorant. This is crazy. This whole story is a hot mess. And I just want to be able to track this case a lot closer, because it's developing. I was tagged in these videos yesterday. So interesting. So it is Sunday, so we do have to get to a couple of other stories. We have to get to a couple of other stories. I want to get over to Twitter really quickly because I want to check out this Young Thug document that came up. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up because I want to read it and review it. Okay, so if you haven't been over on Twitter, please check this out. And I'm going to read this deposition for you because it's really interesting in the Young Thug case. It's like incredibly interesting in the Young Thug case. So let me read it to you. You're not going to be able to see it because it's really tiny and small. But don't worry, I got you. So it starts off with Mr. Jeffrey Williams' attorneys submitting in a motion. And it says, now comes Jeffrey Williams and by through under design counsel and hereby files a motion to dismiss the indictment and a motion to suppress the evidence and derivative evidence based upon the prosecutorial misconduct and abuse of a grand jury's powers in the order above referenced case. And let's begin. It says, on or about April 8th of 2016, the District Attorney's Office of Fulton County abused its authority by authorizing a sham grand jury subpoena, issuing the same to the Hertz, which is a rental car company corporation, for rental records, information related to Jeffrey Williams. To this supposed grand jury subpoena was not issued by authority of a judge in the clerk of court or lawfully properly enabled grand jury. Instead, the district attorney's office affixed their own seal on the document, creating the false impression that a properly enabled, I think that's what it says, grand jury had issued an official edict compelling Hertz Corporation to compel with the demand for the procedural records. The district attorney's office engaged in an egregious misconduct of blatant misrepresentation under the force and the power of the courts. So Young Thug's attorneys are alleging that the district attorney never had a grand jury to subpoena the records from Hertz Records and use their own seal to get that information, which is illegal. You cannot, and Hertz had no obligation to turn over anything to the district attorneys because they had no, They had no subpoena. Hold on 1 second. They had no authority to do so. So what we're going to do tomorrow, we got a lot going on tomorrow. We got to review Brianna's case. We got to see if Nikkei had submitted a part 4. And I also have to check the records here in the Fulton County to see if they were able to put this on the docket for the judge to review. Because, honey, child, if the judge reviews this and sees that, now remember, you guys, Young Thug is a millionaire. So he has a dream team of attorneys scraping and I don't even know where to begin with this, because if Young Thug's attorneys can successfully get rid of the indictment, that means that this is state level. This is not a federal case. This is a state case. That means that the Fulton County has completely destroyed their entire case, and all of his co-defendants are going to end up getting off because all of their entire case is predicated on those Hertz car records. If you don't remember, the state is alleging that Young Thug rented a car that was used in the commission of a crime. And they got the records from Hertz, which had Jeffrey Williams' name on the rental agreement. But if they obtained that information illegally, the entire case falls apart. Remember, it was like 100 count indictment. And it was all predicated on that one document. So if the state loses this case, the case completely crumbles. Completely crumbles. There's no case. And the feds aren't going to touch it because they're going to be like, you ruined it by obtaining information illegally. And now, because that information was obtained illegally, it is no longer admissible in court. So even if we got a court order to get the rental records, it's no longer admissible. So how do you connect Young Thug to the commission of a crime if the evidence connecting him to the crime is no longer admissible in court? You can't. Crazy. Let me get some of your comments here, child. You says he can turn around and sue the county. Yes, he can. For a violation of his due process. That's a direct violation of his due process rights. You have to follow due process when you are in the commission of convicting someone of a crime. You can't just obfuscate his due process. That's what is afforded to you by the Constitution. So them violating his Fourth Amendment rights, which is your right to due process, crazy. This is from Go Get Us at Facts. This is from Vinyl, says, yes, get out on a technicality, free slime. Exactly how Bill Cosby got out. Bill Cosby got out on a technicality as well. If you don't remember the case of Bill Cosby, he was serving time in jail and his attorneys were able to get him out on the technicality. And this is how they did it. They stated that the prosecutor sat down with Bill Cosby and said, if you tell us the information, we will give you immunity. And they turned around and charged him. So his attorneys were like, I thought he had immunity. Oh, he does? Why is he in jail? So the judge was like, free him. If that's how you felt, you should have never gave Bill Cosby immunity. Why did you give him immunity? What was the reason? Okay, they gave him immunity, and so they had to let him out. This is another legal technicality he can get out on. This is from Perfectly Me, says, woo. This from Brown Delight, says, oh Lord, if they, I think that's what you're trying to say. Check my head. Checks and balances. That's right. Free YSL. Free slam. Okay. It's from April Bibbin, says, yep. They overstepped they got darn authority. That's right. Kamiko says, first year law. They had buried that. Fulton County DA is screwed. Brown Delight says, oh Lord, if they got this illegally, child, he may sue them if they dismiss the charge. He's definitely going to sue. I don't know if y'all met his dream team, but Young Thug got a team that will put that will put any legal team to shame. This is from Jaleesa, says, too anxious to arrest. Now they got to let a murderer roam the streets. Well, Young Thug is not the one who did the murder. It was someone else on his team in the YSL gang. But yeah, the person who did commission the crime, they will definitely get out. Indeed, because their whole case is predicated on that Hertz rental agreement. Social Smo says, I need that document. Send it to me. Okay, I can give you the link to where to get it. But I don't have it myself personally, but this is definitely on Twitter. YMV says, can you imagine what the snitches are gonna do if the case drops? What do you mean? Fulton County, y'all fired if this is true. I don't think that his attorneys would submit it if it wasn't. The Black Miss Frizzle. Yeah, I don't think they would submit it if it wasn't true. Yeah, that is a big mistake. They messed up big time. They messed up big time. Why they mess up so bad? Why they mess up so bad? Why they mess up? They messed up really bad, you guys. Like really bad. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to even explain how bad of a mess up that is if it's true, which I think it is. There's no way they submitted this motion if they believed it was fake. You don't submit a motion based off of what you believe. You submit a motion based off what you can prove. And if they could, and I'm sure if I pull the rest of this document, they definitely were able to prove that. Child, this is a hot mess. This from E. Ortiz says, wouldn't suing them make the records admissible to the feds? No, because a judge is going to dismiss it, which means if he dismisses it with prejudice, it means it's no longer able to, that Hertz rental agreement can no longer make its way into the courts ever. It's basically destroying it. So you have to find another way to connect YS Slime to this case. And if the only way you were able to connect him was with that Hertz rental agreement, you better find another way. You better have a clerk at the counter who took a picture with him getting the rental car. You're going to have to find some other culpable evidence. You're going to have to find a recording, something, a TikTok. You're going to have to connect him to that Hertz rental agreement in another fashion other than the actual agreement. Okay, so yeah, they messed up. This is from Tebu. Says, would that affect other rappers? Forgot his name. Yes, that other one too. Yes, it would. It would. The whole case is predicated on this rental agreement. The whole case is sitting on that rental agreement. The whole case. The entire case. I think there was like 10 or 15 co-defendants. Everybody going free this Christmas. Everybody going free this Christmas. Everybody going free. Everybody going free. Everybody going free this Christmas. Everybody. Everyone's coming home for the holidays. They messed this case up and they know they messed it up bad. First of all, that's the thing that people don't quite understand. When you are going after rappers, you're not just going after just Black rappers. You're going after millionaires with multi-million-dollar legal teams. Let me say that again. When you go after millionaires, you're going after multi-million-dollar legal teams. That includes their record labels who also put money up for their legal defense because this is their asset. Okay? This is Atlanta Records' asset. This is what makes Atlanta Records money. Okay? So if you don't think Atlanta Records is dumping money into his legal team and the legal team of everybody on this case, you're wildly mistaken. They are. This is a walking multi-million-dollar asset, and they have a vetted interest in protecting their assets. So their legal team is stacked. You're not going after the rappers of the 90s who didn't have lawyers and publicists, right? You're going after an entire empire. Okay, so you got to come correct every single time. Period. You have to come correct every single time. They think that they're playing with a bunch of street niggas who just playing around with play money. No, this is a whole empire right here. You don't think this whole empire has at least 25, 30 senior attorneys at one of the top law firms in Atlanta representing them? Come on. They're not playing with little boys. They playing with the big boys. They playing with the big boys. So if you're going to come as a district attorney, you better come correct, okay? Because they're going to go through your case with a fine-tooth comb, because their only duty is to relinquish this record label's asset, period. So you got to come correct. And they dropped the ball on this one, if it's true, which I believe it's true, completely. Somebody said, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, y'all, for real. You said, heavy on a home for the holidays, for real. Elevated Melanin says, would you, Chief, consider him lucky? I hope he changes his criminal ways. I like Thugger different. Yeah, I hope so too. If he is engaged in that gang lifestyle, he better give it up. Because if he gets out on this technicality, they gon' keep trying. This is the biggest case Fulton County ever had against YSL. So it's going to take years before they are able to bring him back to court. I promise you that. But he is probably going to stay line in tow. I guarantee it. He's going to be like, look, his legal team is going to be like, look, we got you out. You need to just chill with that street stuff. You need to chill. And he's going to, because he ain't no dummy. He don't like sitting in jail. Come on now, YSL. He's rich, y'all. And he's not play rich. He's like rich. Okay. So he's accustomed to having a team around him, having the best of the best in food and clothes, hanging out during fashion week, hanging out with the best rappers. And he's accustomed to, he's made himself accustomed to a very privileged and luxury lifestyle. He's not going to give that up for gang stuff. He's just going to be like, I'm done with that. And I think he is. I honestly do. This from Brown Delight says, are they going to put the snitches in protective custody? Probably. I don't know. Because they're going to have to hide after spilling this information to the police. Probably, more than likely. The DA's career is over after this. Done. Put a fork in them. They are done. This is from YMV says, it's 2022. What makes them think that they can have such a huge publicity stunt using illegal practices? No idea. I think they just want to win, right? They're just like, I'm the one who put Young Thug in jail. Yeah, it only works if you don't do it illegally. It only works if you don't do it illegally. You know what I mean? That's like saying, I discovered Whitney Houston. It only works if you actually discover Whitney Houston. It doesn't work if you didn't discover her. You understand what I mean? So you saying, I'm an attorney and I put the YSL gang off the streets in jail. It only works if you do it legally. You cannot obfuscate the Constitution because you want to win under your belt. That's not how it works. That's not how our legal system works. You can't get wins when you're cheating. Okay? You can't get wins while you're cheating. That's not a win. Okay. You know that one sound? A win is a win. This is not a win. Okay. This is not that. This is not a win. A win isn't a win and you didn't win. You can't win. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't be like, oh, a win is a win. No, this is not a win. Okay. This is not a win. This from Vinyl Hoochie says, they wanted this to be their career making case. That's right. And now you're about to lose your job. That's also correct. That's also correct. Just dumb. They was playing big boy games and they shouldn't have. They was playing big boy games and they should not have. They look silly as all hell. So insane. But you guys, that is all that I have for you this evening. Tomorrow we'll be back with the right time and the correct time at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Because, hold on, I have to reach for this, because Brianna's still live and we're going to be reviewing her live stream. And she said a number of things that I found a bit disturbing. And I want to make it abundantly clear how Brianna feels about her supporters. So be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to review this live stream that I am currently screen recording of your good friend, Brianna LaTruth, and how she feels about people who support domestic violence victims. She made it abundantly clear, you guys are clowns. And if you supported her, you shouldn't have, because that was a big dum-dum of a move. And we're going to go through all of this live stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here on The Nosy Bystanders. Make sure you download our app on Roku. And if not, there's a link in the bio. Watch us on your smartphone. We have tons of shows coming out this week. Every day we got tons of shows coming out. And we support and we're very grateful that you guys support Black media. So I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful evening. Happy Sunday. Okay. Bye-bye.